Ladies and gentlemen, SideStrafe back, and today I thought I would take some time out to discuss the great loot crate debate within Star Wars Battlefront II, at least as far as the open beta was concerned, which is now at an end. Will some of this change by the time the game releases? Here's hoping, as it would appear I am not the only one that has an issue with this system. Now, in my first Battlefront II video, I mostly praised the gameplay mechanics. I think it's a step forward, or even many steps forward, from where we were with Battlefront 2015. Sure, we may never be able to recapture the magic of the original Battlefront 2, but I thought the gameplay was a lot better than what we had. Whether it was the ground combat or the space combat, I found it to be quite enjoyable. Well, minus the people that somehow managed to hack the heroes early on. Hopefully that will be resolved as well. Now, the problem, of course, here is the loot crates. And you can purchase these with in-game currency after some time playing the game. But now, supposedly, I'm hearing that you'll be able to purchase these crates with real currency. This is something that I was not aware of. I guess I got caught up in the fact that there wasn't going to be a season pass. I was like, thank goodness, no season pass. EA is learning. Season passes, map packs, modes, they fracture communities. Well, these loot crates, for one, seem to replace the progression system within the game. Most of you that know me know I don't like progression systems or unlocks in first-person shooters. I don't think they belong. Why? Well, because if you pay $60 for a video game, you should have all of your weapons and gadgets available to you. You should just choose what you want and go. Everybody should be at an equal footing. May the best man or woman win based on skill and skill alone, not time or money thrown into game for additional benefits. I'm old school. That's how games used to be back in the day, mid to late 90s, whether we're talking Quake or Rainbow Six, two completely different games. The weapons were just there, either thrown around on a level and you had to find them, or in a lobby where you picked your loadout and you fought, but everybody had the same thing. That was called balanced gameplay. You shouldn't have to come home from work and be forced to do more work in your video game. My opinion, topic for another day perhaps. Anyways, with that said, the loot crates. Well, for one, you can buy them with in-game currency, which you unlock over time. On top of that, you have 3 slots. Those 3 slots you'll have to unlock over time as you level up. So, there is already a time investment to get your better items or abilities and or perks, however you want to look at them. Now, with that said, something I wasn't aware of at all, apparently from what I'm being told by various individuals, you will be able to purchase these crates with real money. Now, if you can potentially purchase something that gives you an upgrade in power, health, armor, you name it, something that gives you a higher percentage over somebody else, then that's labeled as pay to win. There's no doubt about it. Now, on top of that, when it's random, if it's a chance to get something, isn't it now also gambling? It's one thing to pull an Overwatch and sell loot boxes that contain nothing but cosmetic items, skins or player models, emotes, animations, spray paints, extra credits so that you can unlock additional cosmetics. I have no problem with that. Sell that stuff until your face turns blue. I'll even purchase some of the boxes because I love cosmetic items. Cool. Doesn't affect gameplay. Doesn't affect my ability to enjoy myself as a gamer and my ability to compete in any of the arenas presented within that game. But the second you put power in a box and sell it, I got a problem with that. Now, if we take some time to look at what we have here in this crate, we've got Boba Fett fuel efficiency, bomber advanced torpedoes, which I believe applies to bombers of both factions, and then crafting parts 10, which can be used to create items at a later date once we've accumulated enough parts. So, one, the time investment to get the 3 unlock slots, but now take a look at this. Advanced torpedoes increase torpedo damage 10% on that one. This is improved weapon systems, improves the bomber's weapon system ability, active duration, 7 on that one. 10% damage multiplier on torpedoes. I have power. Reduce the time to gain missile lock by 20%. I am now more powerful in my bomber than somebody else. Boba Fett. Intense barrage. Quick refill. Jetpack fuel refills faster. Boba Fett jetpack fuel burns slower when flying. I now can have a better Boba Fett than someone else. And there's 2 other slots there that I can get for more cards. Now again, this is beta. I don't know what's going to change. I don't know if anything will change, and I don't know if my information is 100% absolute. Again, this is what I've been able to research so far. If somebody wants to correct me, then please feel free. But make sure to back it up with a source. But currently, it looks like we've got some sort of gambling mechanic here. If you can indeed spend real cash on this. But, you know, for those of you that do like progression and unlock systems, that want to argue that you think that they are great, well, this seems to be your system. Okay? So not only has your progression system changed, but for those of us that just want to get in the game and play, we have to put up with the fact that there may be individuals out there that just have more time or more money that are able to be better than us with crates. And I think that a lot of people forget that not everybody has the same amount of free time. Some people have a job, 2 jobs, a job and a family, a whole bunch of things going on in their life that doesn't allow them to play a game as long as everybody else. So does that mean that they can't enjoy a game with an unlock system? A game that now forces you to randomly acquire your unlocks? Think about it. You come into this game a year later, you're screwed. Because not only do you not have the 3 slots unlocked, but you need to fill them up with a bunch of cards that you acquire randomly or that you pay to purchase. Here's a few more unlocks, perhaps in some cases not as severe. There's an actual trip mine, which is an item. That's your unlock system there. It's randomly acquired. And what's there to stop there from being an improved version of each of these cards? An improved trip mine with a better recharge timer or a larger blast radius. They could do anything they want, really. The possibilities are endless in terms of upgraded weapons and components. And look, I'm not saying it's going to be impossible to enjoy this game online, but this is many steps in the wrong direction and is, of course, a bad influence to future video games. Not even those made by EA, but those published by other companies. They're going to learn from this. They're going to see, oh, look what they did. Well, we can do it too. And it's just going to get worse with time. Because unfortunately, at the end of the day, there's always somebody out there with way more money than you that has absolutely no issue spending their earnings on this kind of stuff, right? Look at that there too. You probably missed it, but upwards of 100% for Han Solo's airburst. Bonus damage. What the frack? 100%? It's funny to think that adults came up with these ideas. Potentially grown men and women sat down and said, you know what I think is going to be a good idea? You know what I think gamers will love? Which is why part of me is sitting here and thinking, this can't be right. My information must be wrong. I'm seeing things. Maybe this isn't the way that it's going to be, and somebody in the comments below is going to correct me. Hey, I'm hoping for it. Please do. Provide your source. I'd love to see it. But right now, this looks terrible. And even if you told me that you couldn't spend real money on this, this is still a bad progression system. For those of you that like unlocks and progression systems, this seems like a bad way to even do that. So my obvious recommendation, don't spend real money on these crates. There are a lot better things that you could spend your money on in life, and this is not one of them. I suppose you could go one further and not buy the game. I can tell you that I am curious about the single-player campaign within Battlefront II. I'm hoping that it's good, especially since DICE isn't the one actually developing the campaign. And so therefore, I think that's going to be my focus with this title. The multiplayer will be bonus. I'll keep an eye on it. I will check it out. I will continue to provide an opinion on it. In fact, I may have a few more videos on the way presenting some gameplay and talking about that, which I actually think is pretty good, minus the stupid star card system and crates. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, really hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you on the next one.